and I just go out and have a look, but not too much, yeah.
Well, what do you think of a day in Shanghai? I haven't been to China yet before.
It wasn't too bad. Yeah, it was nice. Just something different.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of really outside of the city location where I stayed. It was just a normal hotel, then a little street with little shops and stuff. Yeah. That was it.
I'd like to go to China at some point.
Okay.
I'd like to try hitchhiking there. I'm curious how it would go. But I'm not too much of a big city person, so I'd probably want to, still check them out briefly, but spend more time in the more local areas.
Yeah.
Going from town to town.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might be interesting to experience that.
So you started hitchhiking from north?
Yeah, in Auckland.
Right.
Yeah. It's been quite fast hitchhiking in New Zealand. I usually don't have to wait too long for a ride. It's one of the faster countries in the world that I've been to.
Oh, really?
Like the fastest ever was in Fiji. All the locals do it, or not all, but a lot of the locals will hitchhike or catch rides. It's very much in their culture.
Okay.
So it's fast for me to do it.
Yeah.
But New Zealand's right up there.
So have you ever been getting any sort of trouble while you hitchhiking, or?
The police in Japan detained me for a day.
Right.
Because I got dropped off on their toll highway network, which is, you're not allowed to be a pedestrian on that toll highway network.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. So they came and picked me up, and then the highway patrol office was on the highway, so they can't just let me go. They have to take me somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But most of that day, most of that experience was they just didn't know where to take me. So I was just sitting in like their holding room while they decided where to take me, where I could be a pedestrian again.
Right.
And they dropped me off in the city of Kobe, and I kept going. No ticket. I was never like arrested. I never had handcuffs on.
Yeah.
But I was definitely not allowed to leave.
They just not allow you to walk on the main road. Yeah. That's all. Yeah.
Which is fair enough. I didn't have any problem with that.
Yeah.
That's the closest I've been to in trouble, like with the authorities.
Yeah.
I've had some people that, the most danger I feel with any amount of regularity while hitchhiking is some people are crazy drivers. Like either aggressive or they can't stay in their lane, or
yeah. Right.
Because now I've hitchhiked in. We're at about 1,700 rides in my life, and it's just like, a certain percentage of people aren't that capable behind the wheel.
Oh, really?
You're a good driver, though, by the way. I can tell within 10 seconds of someone driving if they're comfortable driving, or like if they know what they're doing. Yeah.
So I'm better driver.
Yes. You're definitely what I consider a good driver.
Okay.
And I think that has weight because I have a lot of experience in the passenger seat driving with other people.
Yeah, that's
right.
True.
So. Did you drive in India before you came? Or did you learn to drive here in New Zealand?
No, I just learned here when I came here, I never driven in India before I came here,
Did you pick it up pretty quick?
Yes, it was easy,
It comes naturally to some people and not so naturally to other people.
Yeah, for me it was really easy.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but we had some tractors and stuff in India as well. And
Okay, so you drove
to
that
drive
around,
them.
I did the reverse of what a lot of people do. Like back in North America, if someone hitchhikes, quite often it's before they get their driver's license or before they're able to get their own car. They hitchhike out of necessity if they're in a really rural area with no bus connections or anything. Like, you have to get somewhere. Like,
that's right.
It's too far to walk, so what do? You hitchhike. You stick your thumb out, and hopefully someone gives you a ride there.
Yeah.
And then once they get their car, once they get their license, then they'll never hitchhike again. I got my license right away when I was 16, and I could actually drive by myself at 17. Got my own car.
Yeah.
Had 2 different cars, and I drove until I was 19, and then I started hitchhiking instead. So I totally did that backwards. totally did that backwards.
So this is something that you enjoy.
Yeah. I really like the...
Because I think human nature is actually interacting with other human beings.
Yeah,
so
we're
you might
social,
get this
yeah.
a bit more when you hitchhike.
Yeah, and I think if I traveled and I was just driving my own vehicle or taking a bus, plane, or train, like you'd still see the places, but the way I am, I wouldn't seek out social interactions that much. Like I wouldn't force myself into that many social situations, just walking down the street or going out to a bar. So I wouldn't talk to as many people. But hitchhiking forces that hand. Like if someone pulls over for you, you're gonna start talking to someone.
That's right.
Because that's how you travel, by meeting people.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. Most of the time, I'm not even that concerned about the destination I'm getting to. I just like the process of getting there.
Yeah.
It's the journey, not the destination, as
That's
cliche
right.
as that saying is.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think maybe now you might have a lot of conversation making points and stuff like with the time. You might, when you started, maybe you don't talk much when you sit in the car with somebody else, but now you're asking questions and stuff like that. Just keeps up the conversation.
It's essentially practicing small talk. Yeah, practicing casual conversation.
Yeah.
And then as you travel more, then you have more stories to tell as well,
right.
more things to talk about.
Exactly.
Probably more confidence in different situations because you've had to deal, like when you travel and do stuff, you're going to end up in some weird situations, some difficult situations, and then you have to get out of that situation or work through it, and it makes you more confident. So,
exactly.
Did you find it difficult to adapt into kind of like the society and the culture in New Zealand, or was it quite simple once you got here?
It was okay. It wasn't too bad. Yeah.
Did you already know English quite well before you came?
No, not too much.
No.
It just all comes up here.
Yeah.
So I decided not to work with Indians when I started working full time because I think that's gonna kind of hold me back from where I came from. So I end up going with Kiwis and work on the farms with mostly Kiwis work and stuff. So that helps me a lot.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, for sure.
And you have to get out of your own culture to experience a new one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't stay with people I came from over here as well. Otherwise, I'm not gonna experience anything new. So
that's also one of the things. Like when I'm traveling solo, and you're traveling solo as well to come here. Is you don't have anyone from where you're from to like rely on for like either social support or emotional support or to help you like get through anything. Like it's all on yourself.
That's right. And I enjoy that.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that. My father wanted me to go to Canada actually because his family, friends and relatives are there, and he said like they're gonna help me settling up. I say no, I wanna go somewhere alone, like where I can settle myself up.
Yeah.
Because otherwise all your life they're gonna tell you, okay, we help you this, you no help with us, and like I don't want that somebody to stay on my head.
No, I respect that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So at some stage you're gonna go back home forever, or you think you're gonna stay out for a while?
No, at some point I will set some roots, and it's gonna probably be in Canada. That's my home, and that's where I'd like to go back to.
That's right.
I've got at least a few more years of probably wandering around the world. But at some point I would like a place of my own. I'd like a family at some point.
That's awesome. So I haven't met a Canadian girl in here?
In New Zealand? No, I haven't met any Canadian girls. I got picked up by an American lady from Massachusetts.
Right.
Yeah. But mostly local people picking me up. Mostly local. But I like the way you think about several things. I think we have a few things in common in how we like think about traveling and how we want to accomplish things.
My mostly aim is freedom and settling myself on my own I mean, I want to do things. Like, I don't want you to do it for me.
Yeah.
Like, I want to make it happen. So that's why I left home. It's just, I wanted to be successful in my own life. So I don't want anybody else to give me, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, yeah.
What are you doing with the rest of today?
I think I'm gonna go home, take a sleep maybe,
Yeah.
and clean the home and cook dinner because my part-time girlfriend wants to eat something
Yeah.
Indian, so I'll make.
Oh, you're gonna make some Indian food?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So I'm gonna go to the farm and bring some milk from it.
Mm-hmm.
And gonna make cheese off the milk at home. And then,
Really?
Yeah, and they're gonna fry it.
Wait, how long does it take to make cheese?
20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like a feta. So I'm gonna boil the milk
Yeah.
and straight away add vinegar in it. And that's vinegar gonna separate the water and the milk solid.
Yeah.
So the solid is what I call cheese. Yeah.
Oh. So is it the vinegar you like from the vinegar, or is that separate from it? Like what the type of cheese you're making from just boiling it off and doing that?
Yeah.
Does it have the vinegary taste to it, like, or is it?
No, you can't taste the vinegar in it. Yeah.
So
It's-
what do you call that type of cheese? Does it have an actual name if you just do that? Is that like cheese curds or something?
We call it paneer in Indian language. Paneer.
Paneer.
It's the same texture as feta. It's like little
Yeah.
crumbs. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
If you got a chance to go to Indian restaurant, you can eat a paneer something, paneer curry or maybe paneer something, and you will see.
I'd be curious to try it at some point. It sounds interesting. And do you get free milk from the?
Yes.
One of the perks.
I never buy milk in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
I just drink from the farm.
And do you drink it like raw and processed for the farm, or do they process it all at the farm there?
And at farm it's all raw. So
Yeah.
the farm just produce raw milk, and the company comes and pick it up.
Yeah.
And they take it to the mills and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
You might have seen a few plants like Fonterra and Silhouette and Oceania. It's 3 big companies,
Mm-hmm.
and they take all the milk from the farms and they take it to the factory and make
And they
cheese
produce
and whatever they want.
Yeah.
A lot of the milk powder they make in New Zealand is mostly the milk powder,
Mm-hmm.
and China is the biggest